Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Samantha Emmerling, market editor with Aspire Design and Home magazine. And today we are thrilled to be joined by Alberto Snaidero, who is CEO of Snaidero USA. But before we bring him on, I'd like to take a moment to share a little bit about the company. For decades, Snaidero USA has brought the ultimate expression of made in Italy design to luxury homes all over the Americas. Now with the stunning redesign of its New York flagship showroom by award-winning Italian architect Mario Mazzer, the company is turning up the level of sophistication even more and growing into a one-stop shop for luxury design. Now, Alberto, who will be speaking to us from Los Angeles, will be here to virtually walk us through the newly redesigned showroom with a slideshow of photographs of this remarkable space.
Thank you very much, and thank you also everyone for tuning in. I'm very excited to present to you a little bit of our company and also the new showroom in New York.
Yes, and Alberto, before we start on the tour, I'd love it if you would first tell us a little bit about yourself and your history with Snaidero USA.
Sure. So I'm the third generation of the Snaidero family. My parents and I moved from Italy to the United States about 25 years ago in 1997 to promote the family brand. And our mission has always been of making Snaidero USA the #1 importer of Italian kitchen cabinets in North America by focusing on customer service and importing products, made in Italy products with impeccable quality. I formally joined the company in 2009, and I managed to build some important relationships with luxury developers, growing the company's multi-housing activity mainly in the West Coast. And then last year in 2019, I was named CEO of Snaidero USA. And my goal is basically to continue my family's legacy, building on what my father Dario Snaidero accomplished through the years, expanding the company's offering, as well as its retail and multi-housing operations.
So actually, before we start on the showroom tour itself, I would love to know a little bit, because my understanding is that Snaidero USA has had a presence in the A&D building since 1999. So I guess what I'd want to ask is, last year I understand you undertook this major renovation. So I'd say, what inspired that?
Because we wanted to reflect our company's philosophy in elevating our offering to more of a luxury, a new level of luxury, with new products that include not only the kitchens that Snaidero USA has become accustomed to or well known for, but also luxury baths, walk-in closets, sideboards, and interior doors as well. You know, we chose New York as the first of this new philosophy because New York is, we believe that it's the trend center for the United States in North America. And we wanted to appeal to architects and designers and more affluent homeowners all over the country.
Fantastic. So before we go through the entire home, because I know this is all about the home essentials, but let's start with your history in the kitchen. What we have here when we walk in is the Elegante Bespoke Heartwood kitchen. Am I correct?
Correct. That's correct.
Correct. So I had the fortune to visit the space in person, and I have to say it's remarkable. But you know, when you walk into a predominantly black kitchen, you would think that it would be a little cold. It is not. It is soothing. It is calming. So maybe tell me a little bit about the mix of materials here.
So there's two things that I want to mention about the materials. The flexibility of the design. You know, you can combine different cabinet lines with this particular model. One is the heartwood,
Mm.
which is a natural oak. And it also, we combined ceramic, um, especially in the lower cabinets and the countertop, um, which is one of our most luxurious and very silky feel. And the ceramic is also very it's a very useful for it's a perfect material for countertop space because it's very heat resistant. Um, it's hygienic, especially in today's world and circumstances that we live in. And it's stain free. So it's perfect. It's low maintenance, but it's also very resistance to the everyday use of a kitchen and countertop space.
So I guess my other question is, what interested me was the two levels of the kitchen island. It looks like you have the counter level and then a dining space, all incorporated in one, all integrated. Is that something that is popular in the United States right now? Have you been seeing a lot of that? Has it been around?
Yeah, so especially the last few months really, but also as a trend, large islands are an additional surface space for your countertop and work area. Um, but people have realized that have been spending more time at home and especially in the kitchen,
Mhm.
whether it's used for meal prep or eating or studying, working from home. So it's really adapted to a new lifestyle that really centered around the kitchen because that's where the family usually gathers around in the kitchen. So it's been used not only for meals and eating, but also for working, from studying for the kids. So it's a very universal use of the space nowadays.
Right, so different zones even, and exactly now more than ever, people are congregating in the kitchen, and it's the heart of the home, but it's the heart of it, yeah, exactly, it's the heart of the home. So actually, this is a good segue into the next kitchen, where I remember seeing. It's hard to tell from the pictures, but there was also that two levels of the island, but this one is bar height, and then you have the counter height on the end there. And then I would say, like, I think it was stainless steel, correct? And
Correct.
marble? Is that marble there?
Yeah, it's there's three finishes and three materials in this particular display. We have the easier one, which is the eucalyptus veneer. In
Mhm.
this case, it's in matte, but it also comes in a high gloss version. And like you mentioned, we have the stainless steel in some of the cabinets, and also the countertop or the island is in Emperador marble.
Ah,
So
nice.
all three are, very luxurious and very aesthetically pleasing, like to say, materials. And I think they work very well together. So
Yeah, beautiful combination. So actually, moving on from kitchens, my understanding is that you have also moved into furnishings. Is that correct?
that's
With the
correct.
Requadro, is that Requadro?
Ecuador, yes.
Requadro. I appreciate your correction of the accent, and mine, I'm butchering it here. Thank you. So that looks to me like a sideboard there, but my understanding also was that it's very customizable. You could use that in
Absolutely.
so it's
Absolutely.
not related directly to the kitchen and dining room.
Absolutely. You're very correct. It was born um, as a sideboard, and the project, let's call it, was a combination of a vision of an idea from my dad also, Dario, and the architect Mario Mazzer, who also, by the way, designed the showroom.
Mm.
And the idea was to, again, to become more of home offer not just the kitchens but more products.
Hmm.
And besides from the products that we mentioned earlier, we felt like we were missing a link between the kitchen, for example, and maybe the living room or other areas of the home. And the sideboard, the recuadro, can be used as a sideboard. It comes customizable with varying number of doors and finishes, but it can also be used as a room divider.
Oh,
When you choose maybe a higher dimension or a wider
mhm.
option for it. So, and again, the finishes that it come with, the frame is anodized aluminum, and it's all the doors are glass, and also the shelves inside are glass. It comes customizable with drawers, lighting inside, and you can also combine the elegante finishes, for example, like the heartwood or the eucalyptus that we just saw in the previous display. You could also incorporate those finishes inside of the recuadro and also with the drawers. So it really functions as a link or by itself, of course, but you could use it also as a continuation of the kitchen or the bathrooms, whichever application you use this piece in.
Interesting. I hadn't thought of it for the bathroom. That would
Yeah.
be a great application. Actually, that perfect segue into the bath. I saw, yes, the bath here. There were two vignettes, both these floating vanities I see here, and I would ask you about those. It's something I'm seeing more and more of in the U.S. The floating vanities, and tell me if I'm correct in that, and what you can say about the benefits of a floating vanity would be.
Yeah, absolutely. For one, it makes the design lighter in the sense that you don't have this big piece of furniture or cabinetry just laying on the ground. So it does make the design a little bit lighter and also makes the room bigger because of that. It's also more functional, depending on the use or the person that's accessing the bathroom. It can allow for a kid's step stool or a wheelchair. So it can be customized also in height. So it really is depending on the user and the final user what their specific situation is. But it's definitely customizable, and it adapts to a lot of situations and really to the user's needs and preferences.
And it's a little hard to tell from the photographs, but the lighting integrated into the mirror, it's stunning in person. Above the vanities, those are not cabinets; those are just the mirror and the
Correct.
lighting.
Right.
And
Those
yeah,
are just mirror
so
with the lights around them, and in the middle there, as you have in the picture, we have additional storage with closed storage and open storage as well.
do these baths relate back to the kitchens that are shown, the Heartwood and the second kitchen we looked at? Is there any relationship or no? The materials look similar.
The material looks similar, but they're not.
They're
It's a different supplier that we import and we represent in the United States, but the finishes are not the same. They
Okay,
may look similar, which is why we use this in this application, but they're not the same.
gotcha. But either way, they would be totally customizable, correct?
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
And I wanted to move on to one of the last parts of the home that you all have branched out into, the closets. And I saw you had the wall closet and then the ultimate dream walk-in closet. Could you tell me a little bit about these two spaces, and especially the walk-in closet? There were a lot of features that I saw that were really unusual. So they might be missed if you could talk us through them, that would be terrific.
Sure. The closets is also one of, like you mentioned, one of the latest additions to our offerings that we were able to finally display in one of our showrooms. But again, even the closets are fully customizable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a couple of options that you mentioned, for example, the island, it's called Aristotele, which is, Italian for Aristotle. But you can customize it with jewelry boxes in the drawer, watch holders. So really, the possibilities are really endless with the options that you can incorporate in the closet and in the island. There's tie holders, pan holders, jewelry holders, like we said, fashion accessories, custom inserts. So really, the space and the closet is really a customization to the user and the owner of the house. So
So it's a
depending
real
on
blank
whether,
canvas.
I'm sorry, yes,
Real
exactly,
blank canvas. You can,
absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
it seems that all of your spaces are really, truly about customization, which is the key word these days in the entire home. It used to, I feel like, just used to be the kitchen, maybe the bath, but really throughout the home, you really can personalize everything. And actually, one quick question, those doors on the wall closet and actually in the walk-in too, those are also a new thing for you, correct?
That's correct. The glass doors that we see in the picture here are part of the closet or wardrobe in this case, because there's a little bit of difference between walk-in closets and wardrobes. In Italy, wardrobes are a lot more popular than walk-ins because maybe the homes and the apartments are not as spacious or the United States or in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But that we also have the interior doors, which in this case we may not. Well, we see them a little bit at the entrance of the walk-in closet, but that's also one of the products that we are displaying that we have added to our collection: interior doors, glass interior doors, and glass paneling, sliding doors, hinge doors. So those are all they're not very in this picture you can't really see them, but that's also one of the main the main products and features in our showrooms. Matter of fact, we've created our conference room in the showroom with these glass panels that could also be glass doors or sliding doors. So.
I recall, and to your point, because it is a little difficult to see in the photograph, I encourage all of you, if it's possible, to have a visit to the showroom in person and see this all live. It's really an incredible space, done again by the Italian architect Mario Mazzer, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And I don't know if I butchered that one too. So
No, you said it perfectly.
So I just want to say thank you for being with us, Alberto, and thank you everyone for watching. We would love to share with you at the last bit here just contact information for the showroom, where you can find it in the A&D building, and who you can speak to, who can make an appointment with you and walk you through. So thank you again, Alberto.